Alright, let's get started here. This month is National Bullying Prevention Awareness Month, or NBPA. And what it means is we have to just raise awareness on bullying, and it just happens a lot of in our schools because those people have got to understand that if you pick on someone, you're hurting their feelings. There are times to when words can kill. I mean, on my old shows, on my old show, Give Me a Break, I talked about bullying a lot. Cyberbullying, regular bullying. There's all kinds of I focused on mainly two. And here in Corpus, a year ago, I focused in on one who was an old man trying from where I worked. I'm not going to name names here, but this person got bullied, and TTNSD did nothing. It's like, we don't care. We'll make it a safe place, but we're not going to handle bullying. That's not in our jurisdiction. Let me tell you something. If you're the principal, if you're the principal or the vice principal or the assistant principal of that school, then it's in your jurisdiction to make sure that your children go to school safely. That's the bottom line here. And yet, years ago, I joined a group called Stop Bullying CCSD to see if there's any stories. And the creator of this group, I think, and his name is Eric Lee. Eric Lee created this group. I talked to him about it when I did my episode about Dr. Freeman creating his new police station program. And we talked a lot. If you want him back on here, we'll see what we can do. If you guys want him on here, then we'll see what we can do. Told him last year I might need him again, but that was in February 28th of last year. And during that time, no one's been doing anything. He's the administrator of this group, and he's doing everything in his power to make sure that we're doing everything. We're trying to stop bullying. And just months ago, this person, a junior varsity football player with intellectual disabilities, was bullied and forced to taste urine in the locker room. Videos show. Caledon ISD was not taking action. Numerous complaints of the bullying and students involved. Really? You're not doing anything about it? You're the principal. You're the school board. Figure something out. Create policies. If you're not going to create a policy, there's no reason to there's no reason for someone to be picking on people. And this article, they reached out to Caledon High School, Caledon ISD, regarding relativity, but it's an immediate response. And there's updates to this story. Sophomore was in the locker room. The student dipped into junior varsity football player's mouth guard with a bottle of urine that made the sophomore put the mouth guard in his mouth, and accepted a video obtained by Blurted and The video was deleted, and if I hadn't done this, and if I hadn't taken action, I would show you the video. But I'm not going to show you the video. I'm not going to. And you know what people are doing, and you guys are just throwing. You guys are just throwing people under the damn bus. Everybody has to understand. You cannot be picking on people. It just ain't right. No one from there has been taking action, and the Five Bluff ISD has their report a bully thing, and if your child's been bullied, then you can report the bullying. It's just that simple. We have to stop bullying. I take this bullying business very, very seriously. And if I have to get Eric on here, if I have to get the administration, if I have to get that person back in here, we'll talk about this. And if you want, and if you're in the Corpus Christi area and you want to help stop bullying, I'm with you there. I also created a group called Stop Bullying and Speak Up. So basically I just talked about, I created this because it was inspired from a Cartoon Network commercial. I'm not plagiarizing them, it's inspiration. It's like when you write a song, you need inspiration. This inspired me. There's more bullying coming up on our show, and later, 2 school shootings in this state. What can we know about this? And what's the very latest? We'll tell you. Since this month is National Bullying Prevention Month, and throughout this month, we're going to be talking about bullying and nothing but bullying. And if you want to take this pledge to stop bullying and speak up, you can watch the commercial which I'm about to show you right now that I told you before the break. It was an inspiration to me from an old Cartoon Network commercial that I saw years ago. Now, for those who went to stopbullyingspeakup.com years ago before it got deleted, I don't know. I don't know if the website still exists. Yes. It does exist. So what can be done? Well, I'm about to play you guys a video from years ago. Cartoon Network created this video, and again, I'm not plagiarizing this. This is inspiration that I created. And if you want to tell your stories about when you got bullied, then you can do this in the comment section, or you can post it on my group, which I'll provide to you in the link in the description below, along with this video. And there were lots of specials about this bullying. Dr. Phil has even done a show about bullying. It's got to stop. We have to end this. We have to train teachers. We have to train administrators. Take down the boundaries. And teach people how to speak up. So remember, at the end of every show this month, I'm going to say, stop bullying and speak up. Words hurt. And we have to give teachers, we have to give school administrators the tools they need. And we have to speak up and say, look, we need to stop this. And I'm with Cartoon Network on this. We need to make sure this doesn't happen. And if you don't speak up, pretty sooner or later you're going to be the victim who didn't speak up. And there's lots of anti-bullying commercials. I'm not going to spend the rest of the segment showing you any bullying commercials. And I can't even find one simple commercial about this. And I'm going to tell you something. Being a bully is unacceptable. Being a victim, that's not right. You have to speak up. And what I'm gonna play portions. I'm gonna tell you the 5 ways to handle a tough situation from Cartoon Network. So let me play this for you, and I want you to listen. Take a look. It's Hot Wheels. And let me tell you something. I don't tolerate bullying. I will never tolerate bullying. I never bullied someone when I was in school. And thank God, if I ever bullied someone, I would learn my lesson. Being a bully is unacceptable. Now, take a look at the 5 ways to handle a tough situation.
I'm such a mess.
No.
Number 1, ask for help. It's always okay to ask for help every now and then from a friend. And make sure that friend goes to the teacher and says, we got a problem outside, go take a look. 2, share how you're feeling. It's okay to share your feelings with the person. It's always okay to share your feelings with the person, your parents. They won't manage you anyway. 3, listen to others so that we can all understand the situation that we're in. Number 4, take a moment for yourself. Now, in these moments like this, you could be like, how am I going to take this, blah, blah, blah. What can I do? Well, there are other ways you can do this. You have to speak up. Talk to the principal and say you got an issue with this. And number 5, show someone you care. Your parents may care, your friends, your other family members, your brothers, sisters. They'll be at your side at all times. And another important thing I want to discuss with you is do not skip class. That's the whole reason why truancy is happening in every part of this in this country. The whole reason for that being is because the whole reason why man can't skip school is basically because they don't want to deal with the situation. They'd rather skip class and avoid the bullying altogether. Don't do that. You have school officials, you have principals, vice principals, superintendents, the school board, and all the others who will help you out in the situation. If you would like to take the Stop Bullying, if your child wants to take on the bullying challenge, we'll put the link in the description below, or visit cartoonnetwork.com/stopbullying, and that challenge will help you and help you and your kids stand up for what's right and stand up to a bully. Because hitting and punching does not solve problems. COVID updates when we return, and the latest on those 2 school shootings here in the state of Texas. Stay tuned. Now, before we continue with our COVID topic, I want to let you know that I will provide you your child, I will invite you parents out there who are watching, and the kids, I want you to watch these links in the description down below with you, your child, and every school district who is watching out there. I will provide links in the description below for you guys so that y'all can understand how to stop bullying and speak up. One of those is going to be a presentation that happened almost like 9 years ago. This was when Barack Obama was president back then, and Cartoon Network did a program did a special presentation called "Stop Bullying, Speak Up." I'm also going to provide you guys with in the link description with the bullying effect, Stop Bullying, the bullying effect, a 2020 report about bullying from 1997, Dangerous Hallways. 2 Dr. Phil segments on bullying, and what else and a Maury segment about bullying, as well as a 48-hour special called "Bullying Words Can Hurt." I want you parents out there to watch this with your kids and explain to them. I want you parents out there to watch these with your child and simply just let them know there are lots of ways to handle a bully. And I'm very passionate about this topic. I take this very seriously. I take these stories very seriously. The only reason why I created this group on Facebook was simply because to help parents out there and make sure they don't leave class because of this. They talk to their principals, vice principals, and to help make sure they get the best education they can get and not leave school thinking that's the way to solve problems. Now let's move on to COVID in the news. First, let's look at the schools. Let's look at something from yesterday. According to the 6, according yesterday, two primary students were diagnosed, one ECC student and one from the district. So that brings the total up to 3. And one from primary student, that's 4. One from intermediate student is 5. And one from high school. That brings out the total to 6. That's 6 people this month who have been diagnosed with COVID. And right now it's still in stage 2. I'm happy to say, let's keep that in stage 2 or stage 1 and make sure we get all vaccinated and do what we love most. What about in Texas? Well, according to the state, 4.11 million plus 12,000 cases, 67,000 plus 377. U.S. 44.1 plus 126K, 708K deaths plus 2522. As for the tests, 1.3 million tests have been taken, over 1,100,000 tests have been positive tests, and 8.3% have been positive. Hospitalization, 67,000. People in ICU, 19,000. And in the vaccinations, 59.9%. At least one dose, 17.3 million. Fully vaccinated, 14.9. I'm one of those people who have gotten vaccinated. Again, we have to make sure everyone gets vaccinated. 1 time, 2 time, doesn't matter. As for booster shots, well, you get to wait those 6 months before you're eligible for those booster shots. If you have questions about this, it's okay to ask your doctor. Don't be like scared. If your child's 12 and they're scared to get their first COVID shot, then just let them know it's going to be okay. Parents, you can ask questions with your doctor about what the side effects, or research it with your child, and then come to a decision. And that's the most important decision you have to make for your family. And I recommend everyone get that vaccine so that we can all get back to normal and go out and play. And do the things we love most. In the meantime, If you get COVID, get the vaccine immediately. If you have weak immune systems, get that third booster shot. Also, if you haven't gotten the vaccine, masks. Always, always. Just because that it's not required anymore, that doesn't mean for the unvaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, wear the mask. If you got at least one dose, that won't be accepted. You're still under that mask mandate. If you just got your second dose, that doesn't mean you really never go without a mask. No, you still have to make sure that you're wearing the mask, and the mask should be at the nose of the bridge, not down here, nor down here. Social distancing, 6 feet or more. Sanitization. If you're in school, make sure you sanitize your hands and get those disinfectant wipes at all times, and making sure you're wiping down your area. Also, wash your hands for 20 seconds with hot water to kill all the germs. 20 seconds at least. Work at a fast food restaurant every hour. If your child is under 2, now required to wear a mask. And if you have a medical condition, you need to let them know before, like asthma or immune systems, something to know. Also, the most important thing I'd say is do not leave masks on the ground and expect for me to pick them up. We just have to make sure that we're doing what we're doing, make sure we're all safe, and get what we're doing. Okay. There's two. That's it for COVID news. Let's move on now. 2 school shootings are happening in this state. Let's look at the list from Arlington. Because this just happened today. And just today, and hours ago, the suspect was in custody for just basically shooting. An Arlington Police Department news release said Simpson turned himself in without an incident. The bond said $75,000. 4 people were injured. 1 of the 4, 2 were shot, and 3 were hospitalized. That's 5. People said 17 students at school left the building. Second floor. I heard it was just because those people decided to just fight. And they were on a lockdown. Buses were there taking them to safety, and as well, 1 person turned himself in, and this person's still out there. 18-year-old Timothy Gage drives a 2018 Silver Dodge Charger with a license plate. If you're in Houston, you know that child, you know that person, call the police immediately. If he was in Corpus, then we get Crime Stoppers involved. Now the Houston school shooting. Let me tell you, before we move on, I'm sick of all these school shootings. And just 5 days ago, there was a suspect in this shooting. And this person was charged with the shooting. Police identified the suspect gunman who stormed segregated Houston, Texas on Friday and wounded the principal, 25-year-old Dexter Harold Castle. He was charged with aggravated assault against the public servant in Italy, counted in 26th C District Court, Houston Police on Saturday. And this was the person who did that. Jeez. Stop it. Look, we don't need these more school shootings, even though because of the pandemic. In this year, we've had a lot of school shootings happening. We don't need people bringing guns. That's why in every state, there are laws. And if you bring a gun to school, that's against the rules. You could be sitting in juvie or be sitting in jail for life until you decide to get up the backbone and say, you know what? I can handle things by talking to the assistant principal about my problems. We're back in a moment. That's it for this edition of Give Me a Break, or Cut Me a Break. Wednesday going to Thursday. Friday, we're going to talk about how you can protect yourself against domestic violence, and more bullying topics that you, and if all goes well, I might have Eric join me again. via phone call or via messenger. If you have any questions, you can ask him. And this bullying segment will be on my group, Stop Bullying, Speak Up, which you'll find in the description below of the other videos. And again, it's all this edition of Cut Me a Break Wednesday going to Thursday. We'll see you again with Cut Me a Break Friday. Remember, stop bullying, speak up. Good night.